Your diarrhea, I'm diarrhea full of shit. Just on me, myself, and I know what else. Yo, I'm so legit. Like a rhinestone cowboy. His heart was made of gold. Like a rhinestone cowboy. Just trying to find his way home. There's this video I stumbled across the other day. It was a parachute cameraman who was jumped out of an airplane to film another parachute tandem jumper, if you're inexperienced. They strap you, to someone who is experienced to use yourself. And it was back in the day before GoPros and whatnot. So I had to pack a bunch of shit, in his pack. Man, he's an experienced jumper and cameraman. But he got, confused and thought that his pack was packed, but it was packed with his camera. And he jumped and realized he didn't have a parachute. And the guy, who was talking, about the video was like, picture, if you've ever lost your phone or your wallet, that feeling of, oh shit. Picture that, feeling only jumping out of an airplane and realizing that you forgot your parachute. He died. In theory, maybe you could find, a lake or something, but you'd probably still die. You'd have to arrow in, with your feet. Probably easier said than done, especially at terminal velocity. Which I forget what it is for a human being, but it's like 100 and something mile an hour. So all of a sudden at the last minute, basically stand up in the air. Keep your feet closed so you don't get water up your ass. And bring your arms in and all that stuff. What a bummer for the guy, the customer or whatever. Like, oh shit, when they realized. I mean, obviously it was a bad day for everybody, but mostly the guy forgot his parachute. But instead of, yay, look at me, it's so shit, that guy forgot his shit. And they're up high enough where he just sort of disappears. Or maybe it's like a cartoon and they see this little speck of, poof of dust. He's falling. He holds a sign up, like Wile E. Coyote in Looney Tunes. Oh shit. I'm just trying to make lightheartedness of the whole situation. Anyway. Yeah, I was like back in the 80s or something like that. I think it was a short. It popped up as a suggestion or whatever. I always wanted to try skydiving. I'm not anymore. Number one, just because I don't care. And number two, just because, things aren't worth it to me. Like, even if I wanted to, even if it was worth it, it wouldn't be. So, that makes no sense. Yes, it does. But like I said, fortunately, I've always been an introvert, recluse, loner. All these words that are kind of considered by society to be bad. Because as I said, I believe that most people are introverts at the end of the day. And what I mean by that is, a lot of people, I'm an introvert like all the time. Like, don't talk to me, don't look at me, don't interact with me. And I always, like, even as a kid, we'd go to like an amusement park or whatever, and I'm like, what the fuck are all these people doing here? Same thing you are, man. It's so, yeah. But so for any hate whores out there, which I'm sure there's lots, 145 subbies. I'm a YouTuber. I do it for the glory, and of course, the information. Because every now and then I spew something, worthy of listening to. Other than that, I got stalkers. Hey, what up, dude? But just doesn't make no sense to me. And like I said, the Instagram thing, I'm like, this is real, people, for those of you who don't know. Yeah, but the thing is, enough time goes by, even I forget what I'm doing, so. Give me a couple more weeks and I'll be like, you goddamn idiot. Stupid. But I'm not that guy, so. Lost my train of thought, but of course. Oh, so, people go do their thing, but then at the end of the day, it's nice to kick your shoes off, make you a cup of something, and relax. As we're extroverts, it's like they get home and it's like shit, and it's like their peace and serenity is, people. But but like I said, that's how I feel. And it's just like Mr. Gorilla said, most people, chalk things up to being an introvert. They just can't find people to be extroverted around. I guess that's sort of true because, like I said, every now and then I'll come across somebody and I'll just, just talk, because usually I'm like, okay, see ya. But there's rare people out there where it's like, hopefully my future bestie will be one of those. But there's different types of, friendship. Because he's always big on, he's been like that on the past, like, converse, well, but anyway. I think this, don't take this out of context, dear online family and friends, but I think my future bestie Cool Breeze is going to be a lot like Bundle Baby, one of my future ex-wives. Well, I thought, until Instagram took a shit. It's all Instagram's fault. But where just be like, oh, hell, I don't know. But it'll just sort of naturally be, An example I give with Bundle Baby is, we could be in the same room and not say anything to each other all day. And then, ravage each other in passing, get cleaned up, go into town. Later that night, make sweet, tender, lovey love, again. And drift off to sleep in each other's arms, wake up, go at it again, and just whatever, there won't be a lot of, damn it, whatever, it'll just click. As where hippery dippery, we would not last. Hell, I don't think we'd last one date. Because I was going to include her on the list. I really was. This won't take too much of your time. This won't waste too much of your life. So, oh, you're doing the lesbo thing? Because like I said, I think Clark, her sweet tender lesbian lover, will either meet Chadwick Thunderpeen, or just something will happen and she'll have wasted time. She'll be like, and she'll be like, and she'll walk back out to the horse, like the saying goes, you got to get back on the horse. And the horse will be like, back for more abuse, is you? You look good. A few years older. Let's start by cleaning this shit from my stall. It's like, welcome back. So, how have you been? But, oh, and with Bob's, remember, dear online family and friends, I was going to do the whole strategically place myself in her life. And by like the third time, she'd be like, oh my God, this has to be something, because then I'd walk up and I'd be like, hi, what's a pretty girl like you with tits like that doing in a place like this? And then I'd catch myself and I'd be like, did I say that second part out loud? I know I said the first and third part out loud, but did I say the second part out loud? And she'd be like, oh, I love a man who knows what he wants. But, man. It depends on who the dude is. This guy does this, it's, 50 Shades of Grey. This guy does this, it's to catch a serial killer, to catch a stalker, or catch a creeper, or whatever. It just depends, boys and girls. Does she like you? Does she want to fuck you? You get to do whatever you want. And, so you have to be, attractive in her eyes. Because there's somebody out there for everybody. I see it every day. I look down on society from my lofty perch of superiority. But I mean that humbly, because it's not, my lofty perch is like a foot off the ground. It's a lawn chair. One of the foldable ones, the old foldable ones, like a beach lounger, not a camping lounger. Whatever. That's you fucking worms. Do what you do. Life, love, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, But, I see people, it's like, man, I would just stay single if I was you two. So, and I really do, what I mean? I mean, it's funny, but it's, and I know there's a hate whore or two who are kind of picking up on that opportunity. So, is that why you're single? You can go with that. Sure, why not? Like I said, I'm not meant for this world. So, fortunately, I was born for this. I hate everybody. So, it's all good. So, that's why I do these audio presentations. It's my reason for existence. Makes me feel important. It doesn't. But I don't have a good reason for it. It's just whatever. And I know that doesn't work. Well, you have to be doing it because you're doing it for some reason. Not really. Been making these audio presentations and shit. I think I set up my channel in 2009. Started posting audio presentations in like 2011, 10, something like that. Shit, I don't know. Something, I don't know. Fucko remembers. Met someone, quote unquote, because we never met. That was me. It's still on her Facebook, or at least it was last time I checked, So I check her once a week. She doesn't hardly do shit. That's just a thing. It's just kind of what I do. Once you're on the list, you're on the list. But it says she's in a relationship, and again, not to sound like a cuck, or a stalker, but yeah, but don't they know? I don't really care, but what's he think of that? Who's this? It wasn't me. And she'll say something like, "Oh, it's just the first time, that." It was life changing. It was a life event. They're like gone and in the past. But don't you remember the first time you met someone? Get the fuck out of here. I don't give a fuck, when, where, who you met someone. You're with me now, bitch. But because that's telling, you know what I mean? That's a red flag. It's like, you can't, this does not work. Even if you so desperately want it to, Mr. Simp. We can't all be players like me. Woman? You better figure out what you want. Because this alpha widow shit doesn't work for me. Unless you're just there, for a fling. And you got to say it like that too, otherwise they won't respect you or take you seriously. Bitch, couple things. Two things. First, you're gonna make me a sandwich. I can make it myself, and I can probably make it better than you. But you're gonna make it because that's your job. That's your role in life, is to serve and support me. Okay? You're basically here for my entertainment. You're here to make me feel good. Physically, spiritually. That is your role in life, woman. I will provide to you love and security and all that shit in return. But don't you ever forget that. You are here for me. And in the meantime, and in return, I will treat you very, very well. You know how I like my sandwich. 2 pieces of bologna, 2 pieces of cheese, Dijon mustard, white bread, crust removed. So it's a little bit less carbohydrates. Secondly, I forgot what I was talking about. But at least we got the important shit laid down. Oh yeah. You serve me. Something like that. Oh, you're right, I do. But it is my role in life. Cooking, cleaning. I'm not joking. Just look on what's floating around the intronets these days. I have to get up at 8 o'clock and work 40 hours a week. Anyway. My parents, Bundle Baby, my folks bought a cabin. That first one that didn't work out, it had like well issues and radon issues. You can buy a radon pump or just open all your windows and whatnot, and maybe even turn a fan on or whatever, ingoing or outgoing for like an hour, once a month, once a week, whatever. But they decided not to do that. But they bought another one. It's nicer, bigger. It must be a cabin thing. They have like lofts, like up in the stuff and whatnot. It doesn't have a lake. It was more like a pond, really. But this one has a stream running through it, so. It's about 2 hours away from here, which is, good. On my pod, we all live together, or, near each other. My folks live about 20 minutes south of here. My sister lives 7 minutes away, and she lives in the burbs. Folks got property, I got property. My grandparents had property back when they were kicking, and we all lived here in this general area. So, but yeah, remember I said, when it's your turn, we'll like rent a cabin in the winter, big snuffy faux pakes, and you'll drink your glass of wine, and maybe I'll be drinking wine, maybe some sort of micro brew or whatever I bought, at the local brewery or whatever, packaged, of course, because sometimes they sell that shit, but you can't walk around, drinking a beer, can't drive, obviously, but because I've done that before, not with this company, obviously, but with my other company, I've had some time to kill, and there'd be a little place to go eat, and I've done with that now, but I'd go get me something, and maybe just a beer or something. They were like, "You got to drink it here." Thank you. I know. What I just have this look on my face or whatever. This guy's a fucking idiot. Thanks. Walk out, with an open container. But we got a lot in common, me and you. Just took that picture, you were drinking a big old glass of white wine. I've done that before too. I'd drink a cold beer in a hot shower. On a little bit of lead specifically for that. What's this for? It's to hold my beer. That's funny. Oh my God, that is such a endearing, kind of cute but manly thing to do. You built you a beer shelf, and I'm not a heavy beer drinker or anything, but for the shower. Yeah, woman. Would you like anything? I can put another one right next to it. Would you like a wine shelf or whatever? But I mean, you could put it on the ledge in the shower, but then it's like, I don't know. Whatever. Guess that's all I gotta say, baby. I had set my alarm for 8:40. It's like 7:20 here. So I'm up. Now what do I do with my time? I guess I'll just waste away and die. I gotta sneeze. I'm allergic to the bullshit.